Marco, how could you do that?
Wait, what did I do?
You missed the most interesting creatures to be used as a mount.
I did? Well, I described it once in the number 1 of MCDM Arcadia. There.
Yes, I know. There is no need to self-promote yourself. But you missed all those on number 4. Didn't you buy it? Not to mention all the magic items associated with them.
Of course, I have all the numbers.
Well, then you are lucky because I happen to know all of these mounts.
You have encountered them?
Of course. So, why don't you do your thing and then we start?
My thing? Oh, the introduction! Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of News from Arcadia. Today we are going to talk about more mounted adventures from number 4 of MCDM Arcadia. Agnes, the witch, will help with those mounts.
And I will turn into a frog all those who do not like and subscribe.
Okay, let's start with the Axolottle, right?
Yes, this beautiful giant salamander will bring you underwater with a speed of 40 feet per round.
But we will need some spell to breathe underwater.
That's the beauty of it. You will not. Thanks to the oxygenating skin trait, as long as your skin is in contact with the axolotl, you can breathe underwater. Isn't that great? And it doesn't stop there. Since the axolotl has a regeneration trait, if you are touching its skin, you will regenerate half the hit point regained by the axolotl.
Is the regeneration stopped by some type of damage?
Grandmothers and don'ts, of course. Acid and fire, as usual, prevent the regeneration from happening. Otherwise, the axolotl will regenerate 3 plus the rider's proficiency bonus hit points at the beginning of its turn. It will even bring him back from 0 hit points, as long as you keep them away from acid and fire.
Do they have any form of attack?
What do you think? That they are defenseless? Of course they have some type of attack. First of all, they have a spit bubble, which will cause 1d8 plus 3 thunder damage, and it will force the target to make a DC 8 plus rider's proficiency bonus constitution saving throw. If the target fails, it's going to be stunned until the start of its next turn.
Nice offensive power.
Let me finish, for the grandmother's sake. They can also create a barrier with the gills on their face. They will give anyone who is behind them a 3/4 cover until the end of the axolotl's next turn.
And this power is at will.
Of course not. They can only use it twice a day.
Do we want to talk about the next one, maybe the Chuul mount?
You can never go wrong with a Chuul when you need to go underwater and you're looking for magic treasures.
Is their ability to locate magic effects so effective as they say?
You are kidding, right? When they get within 120 feet of a magical effect, they start to make this clicking sound, and that's when you know that you're close. And that's when the fun begins.
What do you mean?
Marco. The Chuuls are hunters, created to hunt magic items. But magic items often belong to someone, and the Chuuls have the means to get them. First of all, they have tentacles, and they can grapple up to 2 creatures. The tentacles inflict 2d6 plus 4 bludgeoning damage, and grapples with an escape DC of a 12 plus the rider's proficiency bonus.
Tough, but not so hard to break.
Grandmother, let me finish. The tentacles inject a poison, and unless the victim makes a constitution saving throw with DC equal to 10 plus the rider's proficiency bonus, the target is poisoned and paralyzed.
And what does this have to do with the fact that the Chuul is a hunter for magic items?
For all the olds and the grandmothers, because the poison also negates the magical effects. Also, the Chuuls have a way to get in sync with the magic and to create a clicking sound in a 60-feet cone, which has the effect of an anti-magic field spell, even though for just once a day.
Okay, let's talk about the Bulette. A land shark?
They are tough, They are fast above and below the ground, and they do a ton of damage. I had one once, it was so cute.
But it was a land shark.
Well, I wasn't land. I couldn't take a sea shark. It would have died. Don't you have any compassion?
Okay. Are they fast as they say?
How do you call 40 feet above the ground and below the ground?
But you will not be able to ride when they burrow at that speed.
Mother and don't, of course you can. They will raise their plates to protect you so that even at full speed, at most you will get some dirt. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't wear some protection for your eyes. And you have to hold tight, especially when they jump.
They jump?
Yes. Thanks to their standing leap trait, they can jump up to 30 feet in length and half of that in height and without a running start.
He knows how to jump for sure.
And not just to jump. If it runs over earth, sand or mud, it leaves behind a trench which is 3 feet deep and the terrain becomes difficult and it buzzes as it does.
Okay, it can move. But can it bite?
Do you really need to ask? Of course it can bite. It has a 4 plus the BB chance to hit on a bite. And it inflicts 2d12 plus 4 damages. And the bite is so strong that unless the target succeeds in a DC 12 plus the PB strength saving throw, it's blocked until the end of the next turn. There is a reason why they called it a flintlock bite.
And what about this artillery leap? What is it?
You heard that they can jump, right? Well, twice a day they really jump, up to 40 feet. And when they land, all creatures on the Bulette or within 5 feet have to make a DC 12 plus the player bonus dexterity saving throw, or they're being thrown on the ground and they get 2d6 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. And an additional 3d6 plus 4 if they were right below the Bulette.
That's a lot of damage.
Didn't I say they are adorable? And if you ever have to get a dexterity saving throw while riding them, you can use a reaction to use their constitution modifier, which is a hefty plus 5.
Okay, but you can't convince me that you like the next one too.
Why not? Just because they are purple?
They are purple worms.
Quit, Mother, they are juvenile purple worms.
But they're still huge.
They eat a lot. Do you want to judge them because of this?
Okay, let's focus on their powers then.
Yes, let's do it. First of all, the plated protection trait allows the rider to keep riding even when the worm burrows.
Are they good burrowers?
Are you kidding? They can burrow through solid rock, as their surface counterparts burrow through earth at 15 feet per round, and they leave an 8 feet diameter tunnel behind them.
Impressive.
And they can attack with their tail stinger a target on the surface with a reach of 15 feet, and they deal 2d4 additional points of piercing damage.
The tail stinger?
Yes, they can use it just once a day, but it inflicts 3d4 plus 7 points of piercing damage on a hit, plus an additional 12d4 points of poison damage if you fail a constitution saving throw with a DC of 12 plus the rider's PB.
I thought their main attack was the bite.
It is! They inflict 3d6 plus 7 points of piercing damage, and they can swallow a whole medium creature if it's not fast enough and it fails a dexterity saving throw with a DC of 12 plus the rider's PB. And each turn, it will get 64 points of acid damage until it's fully digested, or it manages to be spit.
Well, now we can talk about the magic items.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see how late it was. The little purple needs to be fed, otherwise it will start to eat people.
But the magic items?
Grandmothers and all, we will talk about them another time.
Very well. And if you want to see other mounted creatures, you can check this video. In the meantime,
don't stop creating.